at that. Freaking nasty landslide. That's what I'm working with, people. That right there, that's what I'm working with. Nasty. All right, well, here's the mess you guys have seen me make before. I started digging in the pond today. We're about, I don't know, 3 hours into it maybe. Please be quiet, honey. Please, I know you're hungry. Okay. Yeah, so I started digging in on the far end, obviously right over there by the remains of the burn pile. That's where I was parked this morning. And breaking in on that first corner was just horrendous. I didn't have a whole lot of space to work, and I had a whole lot of sludge. So I had to just kind of throw sludge out of the way wherever I could until I got down to some good clay. I hit the good clay about 4 feet where I expected it. You can see the boundary right there pretty well between gray and red. But you see, as I'm digging, this thing just keeps running water into it. More and more water running in. But I'm actually okay with that. It gets that water off the top. But I've made it down one pass here, and so as I was digging, obviously I hit good clay. I put good clay in front of me, then flipped my mats forward, and then put the sludge behind me. So it looks like a total mess, I know, and maybe there's some other professional contractor out there, or excavator, who knows better how to work in conditions that are this wet to try to dig a hole. I don't know. I'm never claiming to know everything, but my main goal right now is just to get down on the hard clay. I'm several feet into good hard clay. So now, even if this hole fills up with water, it doesn't matter. I'll pump it back out, I'll build me a ramp on one end, and I can drive right down in this thing on that hard clay. I won't get stuck. That goop on top, that garbage, that's where you get stuck. That's where you get sunk. Because I've got 2 foot of clearance on my machine. Well, that's 4 feet deep, so I'll belly out and not be able to go anywhere. Anyway, I've got down this side. I just turned the corner here and pretty much turned the corner, and I'm getting ready to turn the corner again. But these kids have been with me for 3 hours, and they've been very, very patient. So we're gonna get them home, get them some lunch, get them some naps, and then maybe after nap time, if Mama's home, or if not, I guess if they're all awake, we'll be back over here in the machine. But I would like to get right back down this other side today and have the machine back up there on the landing by the end of the day today. That would make me very, very happy. It's not supposed to really rain today, but it's supposed to rain again tomorrow. So if I could be back over there to where I feel more comfortable before the rain comes, that would make me very, very happy. All right, well, here's the resultant of the disaster that I created yesterday. When I made the clip yesterday, the excavator was parked back there on the other end. So I had worked my way down this side here and around the corner. And then yesterday afternoon, I came in and rounded that corner and came back up. So the idea here, as I've explained at my place, is the ground out here is so flat, there's nowhere for water to drain to. So if you ever want to establish a low spot or a high spot, to establish a low spot that can then be pumped out and dug deeper or worked within, you have to dig it and berm it at the same time. So this berm is quite high, several feet over here, and that's really just because as I was digging, I had about 4 feet of crap that I had to get somewhere, and then I would hit the good red clay that you see here, which was dry and solid. I would stack that in front of me, put mats on it, move forward, and then stack the sludge behind me. So a lot of this on top here is a lot of sludge. Of course, as I'm digging, water's pouring in, sludge is sloughing in. It's all just a big nasty mess. But it's at least done. Of course, I'm kicking myself because we waited all summer long to do this, waiting for the truck to be fixed, and of course it's still not fixed. So I come in and I open it all up with the excavator, which I could have done without mats on nice dry ground months ago, but I was a fool and kept telling myself that the truck would be fixed real soon. Anyway, it is what it is. So what we'll do now is give it about a month. This sludge will dry out, it'll de-water, it'll pack, and I'll be able to drive right over it with Rosie like there's nothing to it. Once I'm able to drive over it without any problems, then I'll work my way back around the pond again. I'll shovel out all the loose sludge that's once I don't have to use mats, then I can get my thumb folded up and I'll shovel out all the sludge in the bottom of the pond, which the pond is now down on hard red clay. So once you get the sludge out, we'll be able to pump it out and have a hard solid bottom, and then I can drive right down in the bottom with the excavator, which is basically my plan. I've also got to get these logs out of the way and then actually flip this levee further over against the trees. But I want to establish a good solid bottom, and then I'll get the excavator down in on the bottom and I'll deepen the pond and bale the dirt back behind me. Ultimately, we'll have a great big pile of dirt right here where I'm standing. And then, maybe if I have a dump truck by then and it dries out, we're just taking it right over there. So either we haul it that short little distance on the dump truck, but more likely is that I'll probably bale it all back over here with the excavator and then end up baling it over there, or at least baling enough to get a haul road. The client has told me he's willing to, you know, help out with a skid loader or something like that, just to shuttle dirt. He's not looking to do near the grade work that I'm doing. He just wants, you know, to build up a foot or two to get his house up, but he really is not all that concerned about elevating his lawn and all the rest of that. Not like I was, so who knows, I'm probably, you know, overcomplicating it at my place, but it'll last. Anyway, that's the plan. I know it looks like total crap right now. Again, I'm sure there's some pros out there who are going to tell me everything I did wrong, but the biggest thing that I did wrong, in my opinion, is that I waited all year for my truck to get fixed, and it still hasn't happened. So yeah, I'll just show you guys this just for fun, how high that is. Give you all a little perspective. It's, oh, I don't know, in spots 4 or 5 feet high maybe. But again, what we'll do, once the pond is all shoveled out and we've gotten all the good dirt out that we want, he only wants to have about a 6 foot levee, or 6 foot wide, just enough to take a four-wheeler down. He doesn't want it near this wide. He doesn't even want to be able to get a truck down it. So once we've gotten everything that we want out of the pond, then we'll come in and we'll cut these banks back down. You know, we'll blade off the top, shove it back in, and blade off the sides. We'll do all that. We'll just waste all that extra dirt in the bottom of the pond. So again, it's big and high and sloppy for now, but now it's up above grade, so it will drain, it will de-water, and then we'll get back on it and yeah, get it all bladed off and finished up. So, you know, hopefully in the course of the next few months I'll be able to give you guys some better updates, but for now it just looks ugly. All right, well, just show you guys here before it gets too much darker. Something missing there off that row of trees, huh? Yeah, that's all those other trees. Let's see if we can swing around here and see them or not. Oh, I ended up trashing all of them. That's the spoiler alert for you. I was trying to reach in with my strap and snatch them all out of there, and I was losing shackles and getting mad faster than I was making any real progress. So I ended up matting my way back out and just grabbing and busting and flipping logs forward as much as I could. So still got a few here that I laid out that I might try to get something out of. Man, I'm kind of like in destroy mode, so I kind of wanted to grab those and throw them on the pile too, but I'm going to leave them for now. Try to see if I can't get something out of them if I can get in here later. But the burn pile has tripled in size. I had it pretty small, but now it's a lot bigger. Anyway, with what little bit of light I got left here, I need to try to shovel the rest of this stuff up and just roll it onto the pile. I just wanted to, like I said, show you what I got into today before it got too much darker. But ultimately, all this mud fill that I've got in here needs to all flip over and be beside these trees here, just like it is beside the trees over there, which make the pond a little wider, which wouldn't hurt anything. But man, it is nasty out there. Ugh, nasty. I don't want to get back out there on it if I don't have to. Maybe if we get some dry in the next couple days, it's supposed to be dry, then maybe I can walk out there on it a little better. But for right now, it is, I mean, pudding is an understatement. So anyway, let me get this mess cleaned up and then I'm done for the day. Well, there it is. I knew the day would come. This hose has been seeping real slow drip for probably years. And I've just ignored it because it's a real slow seep. But I noticed just working today, it got real cold the last 2 days, so that, you know, that'll usually do them in. I noticed working this afternoon, it was dripping a lot more than normal. And finally I just took a scoop of dirt and I saw it spray out a mist. So that's it. Done. Before it blows completely in half and pumps hydraulic oil all over the ground, I went ahead and just shut it down. But fold the stick and the boom down here to where I can actually stand on the ground. Hopefully I can get on this mat and work on it. But I'll get that hose yanked off there and take it and have it rebuilt. Hopefully get it done today. It's only about 3 o'clock, so hopefully I can get it off there and get to town and get it rebuilt before the end of the day. Oh, but I'll show you a little update on what I've been working on. I'm kicking myself because I showed you guys before how I worked my way around digging and stacking mud in front of me and putting mats on it and kind of compacting it as I went forward, which works. It's what I did at my place, and so it's what I just assumed I should do here. But in hindsight, what I really should have done was matted my way all the way to the furthest end and then started working backwards, digging and stacking the overburden in the mud to the side, so that I wasn't having to move near as much material, because going down this way I was trying to move mud, get to clay, stack clay in front of me, but then I embed a bunch of clay in with the mud on the surface, and once it sets up it's going to be a good solid road, but I feel like right now I wasted a lot of clay. So today I actually matted my way back in on the east side of the pond here, got all the way to the far end and started digging my way backwards, stacking trash. You can see how much clay is stored in there. That's all the stuff that I dug up and moved the first time. But I'm stacking trash far over here as I can, reaching through the trees and dumping some out there, which that's going to be a little road too, so that'll be fine. But trying to get down to where I've got, you know, pretty steady, good clay. This is a little crappy still, but you can see more red out in there. You hit a real hard clay boundary, and once I get on that hard clay boundary, I can actually drive the machine right down on it. Doesn't matter how muddy it is on the surface, because that clay is solid. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get down to a good solid bed of clay, and then I can get rid of these mats. I can get the machine down in the hole and just start, you know, baling good clay back and stockpiling it like I want to do. So anyway, that's what I was trying to do. It's going pretty well. Just trying to maximize using the mats here while I got them before I send them out. I want to get them out of here though, because they're costing us every day. So just trying to get my max use out of them, and like I said, get to where I've got a more all-weather sort of area. So I'll get this dry bed that I can get down in and work on, and then I'll dig a deeper trench for a drain point. That's what I'm really trying to get, is a solid bottom and a drain point that I can then pump out, and then we can get in here. Doesn't matter if it rains, we'll pump it out, give it a day to dry, and get right back to work. Anyway, let me grab some wrenches. I think I've got some in the machine here that might fit that hose, hopefully. And let me get that sucker popped off there and fixed. All right, well, got that little sucker off there. Wasn't too hard, except for finding the right size wrench. Go figure. The jumbo wrenches that I own, the smallest size I have is 1 3/8, and that was too big. But luckily I had old Crescent here. Old Crescent that manages to do the bolts for my thumb pin there, and also does my battery cable connection for my ground. So that wrench is becoming more and more invaluable in this machine. I always keep it in here. Let me pick these tools up, pick this hose up. We'll go to town and get it rebuilt.